Pledge of Allegiance. And I have asked the Stratford Robotics team to come and lead us in the pledge this evening. So if you wouldn't mind coming on up. Anytime you're ready.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Okay. Okay, we're going to go ahead and start off with our student board member reports. Welcome.
Welcome. Good evening, Board Chairperson Ms. Mays, Co-Chairperson Ms. Shepherd, fellow board members, and Dr. Register. I present to you our student board report. TMAC students comply recommendations to address the district school climate survey results. Feedback from TMAC students are as follows. Emotional safety. The following results are free verse, poetry, and song performance, safe date curriculum, seminars for how to deal with stress and life changes, daily positive comments as part of announcements, signs posted in school to promote no bullying, no bullying fair. Our next point is physical safety, school safety summit for incoming 9th graders, seminars on Rise Above Hate. Our next point is safe and supportive relationships, communication activities and advisory, school-wide trust fall, seminars on healthy families and friends, seminars on how to build social and business relationships, sessions on real talk. And our last point is freedom from substance abuse. Educational classes on the negative effect of drugs on the human body, more adults patrolling bathrooms in various places where students smoke. Each school will present their recommendations to the executive principal for approval to conduct the activities and events at their school. The approved activities are to be completed by the end of this year. Aiken and I are preparing our applications to be submitted for the consideration to the 2013-14 Mayor's Youth Council.
Good evening.
I'm sorry.
Oh, wait.
Thanks for allowing me to provide this report, and I now turn it to Aiken for the second half of our report.
Good evening, everyone. I have the report from the SCOPE conference, which was the Student Congress on Policies in Education. The conference was held at MTSU on March 11th with 404 students in attendance. So this was my first time attending the conference, and we met with many students across Tennessee in several districts and counties. And I really enjoyed meeting all of the new faces because they were like me. They were student board members in their counties as well. And we had our first session, and from there we set up the room to look like kind of this boardroom is right now. We had our school board members over here and the audience over there. And I was elected as a school board member, and from there we were issued a problem, and through lots of discussion and through lots of conflict, we eventually had to amend that problem, and it took almost an hour and a half to come to a conclusion. So through this conference, it really helps me realize that the job of a school board member is very, very difficult, and it takes a lot of precision and a lot of talking and agreeing with your fellow board members and discussing on how to make our schools better and also how to solve problems that we face. So from there, we went into our debate session where all 404 students collaborated, and we discussed 4 problems. One was that corporal punishment shall be prohibited in public schools. 35% agreed, while 65% disagreed. In our second issue, prior to graduation, students shall be required to complete 48 hours of community service during their junior and senior years. 67% agreed, while 33% disagreed. And our third issue was that the school calendar shall be increased from 180 days of instruction to 200 days of instruction. 46% agreed, while 54% disagreed. And our last issue was that failing students shall be required to attend Saturday school for remedial instruction. 41% agreed, while 59% disagreed. And from there, we elected our new officers for the SCOME conference. Our president was Julio Salazar from Hamblin County. Our first vice president was Camario Davis from Memphis County Schools. And our second vice president was Amber Choice from Hamilton County. And I've also submitted an application to serve on the Mayor's Youth MTA Review Committee with the Oasis Center. Thank you for your time and attention to our student board report.
Fantastic, fantastic reports, both of them. And if you would kindly give those to Ms. Hawkins, I'd love to get the results at the end of the year from your report. And I'm so excited that you now know what it feels like to sit in these shoes.
Yes.
Great job. Thank you so much. Ms. Thompson?
Good evening. We have four former MNPS employees that I want to read to you in memoriam. The first is Carol Lampley. She was a devoted teacher at McMurray Middle School. She taught a variety of subjects, including Spanish for high school credit, English learners, and 8th grade United States history. Her friendly demeanor and warm smile endeared her to many, and she made close connections during her time at the school. Her dedication, creativity, and knowledge were evident to her students, their families, and the faculty and staff. Ms. Lampley is, and will continue to be, missed at McMurray Middle School. Diana Lee Porter passed away on March 26, 2013. Having attended North High School, she was employed for over 20 years with Metro Nashville Public Schools. First at Alex Green Elementary, and for the past 4 years, she welcomed all who entered Stratford STEM Magnet High School as a front office secretary and attendance clerk. She will be missed very much. Ms. Sarah Smith, Senior Secretary at Maplewood High School, will be remembered as a kind and loving person who truly exemplified the level of service and commitment that our district strives to instill. Ms. Smith truly understood the value of customer service and servanthood. Ms. Smith firmly believed in character development through education. She served as a coordinator for the campus-wide Girl Scout group, where she mentored several at-risk young ladies. Ms. Smith was extremely loyal to Maplewood High School and will be sorely missed by students, parents, and the entire staff. Blair Rose Rios has been a vital part of the Percy Priest community for years. She loved to volunteer in classrooms. She helped with the spring auction. She envisioned Math Night as a fun community event. And she served all teachers and students in the workroom at Percy Priest since 2010. Blair touched countless lives through her generosity, loyal friendship, and her passion for making a difference. She will be remembered for the joy she brought to the lives of others and has left a mark on this world that will never be forgotten. A moment of silence, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Thompson. We'll move on to the announcements, and we'll start this evening with Ms. Froeg.
Well, I just wanted to thank you and Ms. Shepard for a wonderful experience this weekend, Rachel's Challenge. I attended the event, and I now know why everyone has been raving about it. It was fantastic, and I would love to see it in all of our schools, and thank you so much for all your efforts in organizing the event.
Thank you. Mr. Pinkston?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Spring has sprung. This is shaping up to be the season for community meetings. 2 are coming up involving District 7 this week and next. First, on Thursday, April 11th at 6 o'clock, Chairwoman Mays and I are hosting a community meeting at Percy Priest Lake Community Baptist Church. Let me see if I can say it correctly. 3325 Anderson Road to discuss the new proposed Antioch Cluster Elementary School and future middle school on Smith Springs Road near the proposed near Camp Widgewagon. We'll have MNPS staff and traffic engineers on hand and available to answer any questions folks may have. This is an important project to help accommodate growth in the Antioch cluster. We invite anyone who's interested in the project to attend. Let me make sure I say this one more time because I botched it. Priest Lake Community Baptist Church, 3325 Anderson Road, Thursday, April 11th at 6 o'clock. Second Saturday, April 20th at 2 o'clock, I'm organizing a roundtable discussion in my district at Conexión Americas new community center in South Nashville, Casa Atzafran at 2195 Nolensville Road. The purpose of this meeting is to solicit input from members of the community in District 7 on how we might begin to help change the current conversation and refocus on large-scale school improvement strategies, and also identify promising practices regardless of whether they're in charters or traditional schools. Some of my fellow board members have graciously agreed to join the conversation, and want to invite anyone who cares about public education to participate and help us think out loud in District 7 about the future. Thank you.
Ms. Shepherd?
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to say a hearty congratulations to Deloitte and John George for winning the Hands-On Nashville Catherine Strobel Corporate Service Project Award for their FAFSA drive that they have every year at McGavock High School, Antioch, and Overton High Schools. This effort is truly a life-changing experience for our youth and their families, and I was honored to be part of that event. And last Thursday, there were 3 people from U.S. Secretary of Education Arnie Duncan's office that visited Nashville, and they visited at McGavock High School. They were given a tour by our able ambassadors. They were woefully behind schedule, but they were so excited by everything that they saw with the academy models, and the academy principal in there was in the panel discussion, as were some teachers and counselors and some business members and myself, and it was truly exciting to see someone excited about the academy model at McGavock High School.
Thank you. Ms. Kim?
Ms. Spearing and I have conferred, and we have similar announcements, so I'm going to cede the floor to her.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Ms. Spearing?
You don't have to do that. Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. The Education Consumers Foundation each year awards 18 schools a Value-Added Achievement Award, and the winners are among the most effective in Tennessee's nearly 1,400 elementary and middle schools. And if every school in Tennessee were as similarly effective, Tennessee would be an unrivaled national leader in education. These schools are Glengarry Elementary, Joelton Elementary, Stanford Elementary Montessori Design Center, and KIPP Academy. So I want to say congratulations to all those schools. The celebrations will take place at the individual schools April 22nd, 23rd, and 25th. It's not too late to sign up for the Music City Marathon, board members, which will occur April 27th. Wendy Tucker and I will be there, so we hope that some of you will join us. And we all know and love Fred Carr. And this past week, he was presented by the principals as the Principal Choice, with the Principal Choice Award for being the most helpful central office employee. And you know that that's true if you know Fred Carr. Thank you so much, Fred. Congratulations.
Dr. Brannon.
Thank you. On April 22nd at Granbury Elementary, Earth Day will be celebrated in memoriam to Sherry Force, the recycle lady. We hope all can attend.
Thank you, ma'am. And I just have a couple of announcements. This Friday through Sunday, Ms. Shepherd and I will be attending the National School Boards Association Conference in San Diego, and we will be super excited to present a report once we get back, all nice and warm. We will also have our budget hearing with the mayor's office this Friday at 9 a.m., Friday, April 12th. It will be in the mayor's office. There is also going to be a work session scheduled for April 23rd at 5 p.m., topic to be announced at a later time. Dr. Register, any announcements? Fantastic.
Ms.
And
Mason.
now,
I'm sorry. I was so flustered by being called on first, I forgot one of my announcements.
I messed you all up, didn't I?
Yeah. Also, I just want to add that we're going to have a governance committee meeting on the 23rd of this month, April 23rd at 4 p.m.
Perfect. Okay.
Thanks.
Now for the really fun part of our program tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We have a presentation by Team Spartabot from Stratford Engineering Team. And I'm going to allow one of the Stratford reps to come up and give us a little bit of background before you guys actually kick this thing off. Don't be shy. Come on, Jennifer. Tell us a little bit about the award.
Well, hello. I'm going to let Logan come on up here. Logan Ashworth is our team captain, so he and I are going to tag team this if it's okay. But I'd like to give you a little bit of background. We're Stratford STEM Magnet High School, and we have Team Spartabot, and you're going to see Spartabot up front. This is part of the first robotics competition that started in January and went through February, and then we actually competed at the conclusion in March. And you'll see our 8 of our 10 team members here in their shirts, and they'll come by and you'll get to meet them in just a moment. But the great news is that these 10 wonderful students who worked so hard won the Rookie Seed Award. And this was a fantastic feat considering the challenges that we'd had this year. And so I just wanted to really say thank you for having us here today. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you, Jay Steele, for supporting us, Mr. Michael Steele, our executive principal. So without you guys, we could not have made it into 15th place out of 50.
All right.
As she said, my name is Logan Ashworth, and I'm the student leader of the team. And if you all just give us a moment, we're going to introduce each member. They're going to come up and say their name, and they're going to say their grade level, what academy they're in, and what pathway they're in.
I'm Bryce Odom, and I am in 9th grade. I take the Academy of Science and Engineering, and my pathway is engineering.
I'm Melanie Hernandez. I'm in the 9th grade. I'm in the Academy of Science and Engineering, and I take engineering as my pathway.
My name is Cameron Armstrong. I'm in the 9th grade. I take the Academy of Science and Engineering, and my pathway is engineer.
I'm Michael Selfridge. I'm freshman academy, and I'm in the 9th grade.
I'm Jonathan Smith. I'm in 9th grade in the Academy of Science and Engineering in the engineering pathway.
I'm Kendall Johnson. I'm in 9th grade, and I'm in freshman academy.
My name is Patrick Wazinski. I'm in the 11th grade, and I am in the engineering pathway at the ACE Academy.
Back again. So let me tell you a little bit about what the game first is actually about. This year, our game was called Ultimate Ascent, and the task of each team was to develop a frisbee throwing robot that could score into 4 goals. There was a middle goal that was about 2 feet off the ground. Then the highest goal was positioned about 10 feet off the ground. And we designed our robot to have a steady structure, so it was a locked-in structure. And it was designed to shoot at the 2 middle goals, which are located at about 8 feet, and the high goal, which is located at the 10 foot. And our accuracy for the robot in the high goal was about 75%. And then for the 2 middle goals, it was 100% every time. And as Dr. Berry said earlier, we did rank 15 out of 50 teams in our first regional. We won the highest seed rookie team award, which is the highest seeded rookie team. And also we won a peer award of best rookie team at the regional. If you'd like, we are planning to give y'all a demonstration of the robot. Just give me and my driver, Patrick Rosinski.
And again, this was their first year of competition.
Yeah. And hopefully next year, with the support of the community and the board, we'd like to expand our outreach into the community. And if I can, we're doing a demonstration this Saturday at Adventure Science Center, so you can get a full demonstration of us actually shooting into the goals and moving the robot around.
Do you know what time?
Yes, it will be 10 to 2.
10 to 2 this Saturday, Adventure Science Center. Everybody write that down.
Yeah. All right.
Go right ahead.
While they get set up, Madam Chair and School Board, Dr. Registrar, I just wanted to point out a couple things in that this is Janet Wallace. She's the principal of the ACE Academy, and of course this is Dr. Jennifer Berry. She's the academy coach. On average, they were at school every night till about 6:30 every night for the past 8 to 10 weeks, making sure that this went off, and I just wanted to praise them publicly because they're awesome staff members. Thank you.
Thank you.
try to catch it. Y'all be careful, it comes out pretty fast. Hey, Logan, if you hurt me, you're suspended. Oh, here you go.
75% power. If we shot it fully, it would probably
hit the
go
ceiling,
into the
yes.
roof. Yeah.
It bruises.
So I'm just trying to.
That's enough. That's it. No more shots.
Just want to thank one more group of people for whom this would not have been possible, and that's our business partners. So let me just read them off the back of the shirt. First of all, Nissan, Universal Robotics, Wright Industries, Barge Wagner, Cummins Station, and the Adventure Science Center.
I didn't hear a single word.
Pretty loud.
All right, stop, okay? We really are very grateful for our business, is this one? For our business
The one in the
partners.
center. There you go.
Our business partners. First of all, Nissan, for not only this financial support in supporting our entrance fee, but also for the hours that one of their employees spent with us in our evenings that we were there. Wright Industries, and we'd like to thank them. We'd also like to thank Universal Robotics, Barge Wagner, Cummins Station, our Adventure Science Center, TSU. Have I missed anyone, Jennifer?
No, that's it.
And we are very grateful for their support. Thank you. Without all of these people together, working together, this would not be possible, and we recognize that and appreciate it very much. Thank you.
You know, it's really fantastic. Let me just say, the great thing, once he stops, the great thing about this is this gives a completely fantastic example of what our children are learning in their academies. This is a fantastic, fantastic display. Thank you. I'm very excited about that. Dr. Register, do you have anything to say about this?
Congratulations on the award.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's pretty cool.
It's the best board meeting you've had.
That's, yeah, you're right. All right, we are going to move into public participation. The board will hear from those persons who have requested to appear at this board meeting. In the interest of time, speakers are requested to limit remarks to 3 minutes or less. Comments will be timed. If you go over 3 minutes, you will hear a ding, and I will ask you to stop talking. First up, Adam Taylor.
Good evening, board members, Dr. Register, guests, parents, and students. Social media is a real power in the world around us. Twitter in particular is a quick and easy way to connect with hundreds and even thousands of people. Teachers have found Twitter to be a 24/7 professional development tool. Teachers on Twitter share ideas, receive feedback, give input, and collaborate. Instead of being limited to the teachers in your school, you can collaborate with thousands across the planet, as I do each day, using my professional learning network. Many ideas I have for class come from colleagues on Twitter. Teachers need to be connected, and Twitter is the easiest way. Even though we had limited access to Twitter with my students, it has increased student participation. Shy students, ELL students, exceptional ed students have found a voice through Twitter. While running a screen with everyone's tweets displayed on screen in class, shy students have started asking questions and even answering other students' questions through Twitter. We have had class discussions with students in Lahore, Pakistan, Alabama, Kansas, Indiana, and New Jersey. As a science teacher, I make every effort I can to help students embrace science. Science gives us instant access to real scientists. After connecting with scientists, we now have a monthly Twitter chat every second Thursday, and it's called Sci-Stu Chat. This Thursday night, we will be discussing how to bring back dinosaurs through DNA. 6 schools will participate in the discussion from 5 different states, including 1 school in Canada. We have scientists from across the country, Canada, New Zealand, and Australia. Because our discussion is in the evening, students without internet are unable to participate. If we can open Twitter in schools, students will be able to use class time to have these discussions with topic and content related items with the scientist. Digital safety, of course, is a concern, but that can be done. I have trained my students and other teachers can too. Now all we need is access. With the support of my principal, I taught students how to bypass the block of Twitter. After we returned from spring break, discovered that the workaround had been blocked as well. Many of our planned interactions via Twitter have been canceled indefinitely. Because of my teaching methods involved with Twitter to engage students, I've been on the news numerous times and have written several blog posts for other sites, wrote an article for the Nashville Technology Council magazine, The Catalyst, and was Nashvilleian of the Year with Ms. McDonald from these students' school. Please open Twitter to the district so all teachers and students can experience the explosion of PD and connect with the outside world. Please help us prepare our students for the future. Thank you.
Thank you. Paige Bullion.
Hello, my name is Paige Bullion and I'm from Mr. Taylor's biology class at John Overton High School. Mr. Taylor's class is definitely far from the ordinary. Why? Because we use social media, Twitter, to learn. I never would have thought of using Twitter as a learning tool, and now that I have, it is gateway to the unknown and soon to be discovered. I like to use Twitter in class because we discuss science not only with students outside of our school, but with students and scientists outside of the country. Since we can't have different scientists come in and speak every other week, Sci-Stu Chat is the best way to pass on knowledge. Sci-Stu Chat is a monthly Twitter chat between scientists and high school students. One of my favorite scientists I've spoken to was Joshua Drew. He taught me that some sharks give birth and some lay eggs called mermaid purses. I'm sure that Mr. Taylor could have taught me this, but hearing it directly from a scientist is much more enthusing and hair-raising. Another thing I like about Twitter is that we show that we can handle the responsibility of using social media as a method for learning and go beyond our boundaries and expectations as students. I look forward to Sci-Stu Chat and participate in every one that I can. Sci-Stu Chat is normally in the evenings, and if we had free reign with Twitter at school, then a lot of the students that normally can't participate because of the limited internet access at home would be able to. My favorite Sci-Stu Chat is the one that we did during class time. It was interesting to me that my class was absorbing the same information as I was with a person that wasn't present in the classroom. I hope that Twitter can be unblocked so students in the district can benefit from the experience of communicating with students, scientists, and professionals outside the classroom.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dr. Schuler-Pelham.
He was unable to come.
Okay, thank you. That concludes our public participation. Ms. Shepherd, governance issues.
Number 1 on the consent agenda, A, approval of minutes, 3/12/13, regular meeting. B, supplement number 1 for Antioch Middle School renovations, Hinson, Miller, Kikrillo, PLLC, LT2885. C, supplement number 1 for Wright Middle School library renovations, Hastings Architecture Associates, L2884. D, supplement number 2 for Gateway Elementary School additions and renovations, McFarland Hewitt Penbini LLC, L2413. E, change order number 1 for contract for asbestos abatement services at Rose Park Middle School, Levy Industrial Contractors, Inc., M4-477. F, change order number 2 to the contract for asbestos abatement services at Joelton Middle School, Levy Industrial Contractors, Inc., M-477. H, change order number, I'm sorry, J. Change order number 3 for contract for asbestos abatement services at Norman Binkley Elementary School, Levy Industrial Contractors, Inc., M-477. H, change order number 4 to contract for asbestos abatement services at Antioch Middle School, Levy Industrial Contractors, Inc., M-477. I, recommended approval of lease for Nashville Preparatory Charter School, use of McCain Middle School building. J, recommended approval for lease of Liberty Collegiate Academy Charter School, use of Old Jerry Baxter Academy building. K, awarding of bids and contracts. 1, Catapult Learning, LLC. 2, S&H Computer Systems, Inc. 3, Business Systems and Consultants, Inc. 4, Lipscomb University. 5, Train Company. 6, Love Filtration Company, Inc. 7, Lot Enterprise, Inc. Hero Filter Service. J, recommended approval of legal settlement claim number C-30541. M, recommended approval of legal settlement claim number 1L-13402. N, recommended approval of request for compulsory attendance waiver. And O, recommended approval of special courses, IGCS Biology, IGCSE English, Mathematics 1, Mathematics 2, Mathematics 3, Spanish, English 2, English 4, Approaches to Learning, and Approaches to Learning 2. Madam Chair, that concludes the consent agenda. I recommended that it be approved as read.
A second?
Second.
Thank you. It's been motioned and second. All in favor?
Madam Chair, may I have a point of personal privilege? I just want to say I see a lot of red shirts out there. I haven't seen you guys in a while. It's good to see you, and you're doing great work.
Okay, let us get through this and get this approved, and then we can give them the recognition. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Motion passes. Now you can give your recognition.
That's it.
All
Good to
right.
see you guys.
Thanks for attending, red shirts. We will move on to number 2, Mr. Pinkston.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So as everybody who's been following along over the last 45 to 60 days, how long has the budget cycle been, Chris? When did we get started?
Long enough.
Okay, March 4th. So we have met several times as a budget committee. The budget committee, as you know, consists...
Hold for just 1 second.
Sure.
If you're exiting, go ahead and exit so we can continue with the business meeting.
Thank you. National Press, if you want to exit and council back, please.
Thank you again for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You know, you guys can come every week, right? We're here twice a month on Tuesdays.
Because we approved the leasing for their school. Their Nashville Pro. I look forward to Jordan. Yes, just like do it from there?
It's incredible. Yeah. He's the father of a Nashville Pro. Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Good traffic.
This Twitter thing kind of concerns me.
We've got 2 grades in the Saturday. What's the grade class? Second school.
Please, quietly, quickly,
50 cents so they can get back to their regular schedules.
Thank you. Okay, we will go ahead and resume the business meeting. Mr. Pinkston.
Thank you. Excuse me. Thank you, Madam Chair. As picking up where we left off, we in early March opened the budget cycle for the proposed 2013-2014 MNPS budget. We have been diligently working as Budget Committee, and as many of you know, the Budget Committee is actually a committee of the whole, which means every member of the board sits on the Budget Committee. We've been working diligently since early March to push through our budget discussions, and we now, right before this meeting, met as a Budget Committee for the last time this cycle and officially approved for recommendation to the full board and hopefully full approval, the proposed 2013-14 operating budget, the Nutrition Services Fund budget, and the Federal Programs and Grants budget. And am I asking for? Yeah, so I'm as Budget Chair, I'm recommending approval and would like to submit that to the board for discussion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Saying none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Budget passes. Mr. Henson, I'm sorry, did you have anything?
Only if you wanted to see the...
We would love to see the slides.
Okay.
Go right ahead.
Since we really haven't had a discussion in the regular board meeting, as Mr. Pinkston stated, the draft budget was presented to the school board's Budget and Finance Committee on March the 4th. We actually began the process internally in December. Through the months of January and February, of course, before something was presented to the board in early March. The budget proposal, of course, you've all seen this, and we've not had a lot of changes to it since it was initially proposed. But the budget proposal is reflecting an increase in funding of approximately $43.7 million, which is a 6.1% increase. It takes our proposed operating budget request to $764.1 million. And I've put together a few slides that basically summarize the budget proposal increases, and we talked about these in our committee meeting earlier this afternoon. The first grouping would be salary and benefit increases. As you know, the operating budget represents, or the salaries and benefits, the total represents approximately 80% of the total operating budget, just over 80%. And so the largest part of the budget would be for labor. And we have several increases as it relates to labor included in the budget. We have salary step increments as well as a 1.5% salary raise for all employees included in the budget. We also have increases as they relate to insurance and pension. Our certificated employees, their insurance premiums are set by the insurance trust, which is made up of representatives from the school board, from MNEA, and from the Retired Teachers Association. For our support employees, the insurance premiums are determined by the Metro Employee Benefit Board. Our support employees are considered Metro government employees for benefit purposes. We also have pension increases for our support employees, again determined by the Metro Employee Benefit Board. For our certificated employees, their employer contribution rate that the district pays to the state is set on a 2-year cycle, and this is the second year of that 2-year cycle, so there is no change for the pension rate for our certificated employees. But this makes up the largest part of the budget, salaries and benefits, and so we start here and we go basically in the same order as the summary document, document number 1 that you have. We also have general inflation increases as they relate more specifically to utility costs and to fuel costs. We have some other fairly minor things that increase in cost from one year to the next, which is our second grouping. Our third category is related to student enrollment growth. We are projecting to increase student enrollment growth by between 1,700 and 1,800 students. Some of that is enrollment growth in our district schools, and some of that is enrollment growth in our charter schools. District schools with enrollment growth to meet class size requirements, we are proposing to add additional teachers, 21 additional regular education teachers, as well as 5 additional exceptional education teachers for student growth in the exceptional education area. We also, based upon staffing formulas, will increase school staff as necessary in relation to that particular school's growth. Charter schools, there's an increase that this board approved of 5 new charter schools for next year, plus additional grades at existing schools.
Give us a second. I think we're good.
Okay. As I said, several of our existing charter schools will be adding additional grades, and so we have additional enrollment growth where we have a transfer, per pupil transfer from the general purpose operating budget over to the charter schools based upon their student enrollment. And then we have a number of what we called high yield strategies that have previously been funded with grant dollars that we want to sustain and continue as some of those grant dollars sunset and expire. The first 2, the Teach for America contract and the new teacher project, Nashville Teaching Fellows, are specifically related to recruiting and retaining the best teachers possible. Very good data coming out of both of those groups relating to the TVAS student gains of the students in those teachers' classrooms. We also are moving the ESL, or English as a Second Language, endorsement program that we have in partnership with Lipscomb University from Race to the Top funding over to the operating budget. That's been very successful, and we want to continue that as well. Data warehouse staff that currently are funded through Race to the Top, again, we're phasing some of those staff over to the operating budget, knowing that the Race to the Top grant funding will end after next year. We are also creating a district STEM office that was previously state funded, and then some exceptional education paraprofessionals, 35 of those that have been funded through federal ARA or stimulus funds. Those will be transferred over to the operating budget to continue those positions, as well as adding 5 additional exceptional education paraprofessionals to the operating budget for projected student growth. And then lastly, the last grouping would be program enhancements. We are looking to expand the Music Makes Us program by adding additional music teachers into our schools for both traditional and non-traditional music offerings. In the area of advanced academics, we are proposing to increase the number of gifted and talented teachers and expand that program based upon a study that was done by some consultants as part of our MNPS Achieves program. College dual enrollment, looking to expand that program, as well as our International Baccalaureate, our IB program, expanding that to Antioch High School, as well as to some of our elementary schools. The Cambridge ACE program is a new program that's being added in our advanced academics area and offering more high school credits in our middle schools. And so these 5 groupings or categories represent the budget proposal increases for next year. You've got the detail that has the dollar figures relating to these in document number 1, the summary of changes document. But just wanted to go ahead and have a brief public presentation and discussion of what's included in the budget proposal increase.
And we've already discussed in detail, so I don't know if anyone else wants to ask any additional questions. I think that's a no. So we've already voted and approved the proposed 2013 operating budget. So thank you very much, Mr. Henson.
Thank you.
We will move into Director's Report. Dr. Register.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Chair. The first part of the budget report is a monthly report that we do on our transformational leadership work in the district, and I'll call on Chief Support Services Officer Tony Majors to make the presentation. Tony.
Well, Madam Chair, Dr. Register, and board members, with me this afternoon is Allison McArthur. She serves as our Community Achieves Coordinator. And basically what we're going to do is just give you an update on Community Achieves. The last time that we presented to the board was prior to board election. Some many of you may not be completely aware of all the components of Community Achieves, but it is part of our transformational leadership structure here in the school district. And we're going to begin with a short video clip from the official launch event that took place on February the 28th at Antioch High School.
We had some technical difficulties earlier.
We cannot be successful alone. It is a partnership. Our school system is driving the development of this partnership with great partners in the room.
The adults that were, coming into our school actually cared. They wanted me to graduate. They wanted me to do good and not just be another student that dropped out. And due to all the partners in the school, I was able to talk to them and tell them what I wanted to do so they could connect me to stuff. In order for a kid not to drop out of high school, they have to be good mentally. And you do that by caring adults and programs that really want the best for the students.
And pretty much the student that you just saw was Itzel Gonzalez. Itzel was a graduate of Glencliff High School and was a traditional student entering one of our high schools. She was not always the most focused student in the world, but by the time she completed her high school experience, she had taken advantage of many of the opportunities that a community school provided for her. Of course, Glencliff High School is currently the only nationally recognized full-service community school in our school district. But through Community Achieves, we hope to expand the network of full-service community schools in our district, but also provide services both at the individual school, the cluster, and at the district level. Basically a 30,000-foot statement of what Community Achieves is. Community Achieves was developed to serve as the organizing framework to coordinate and align resources that create conditions in which learning can take place both in and outside of the classroom and meet the needs of students and their families. That's really important for the work that we're doing in support services because Jay is doing a lot of outstanding work in leadership and learning with transforming curriculum and our instructional approaches, but many of the factors influencing our students are not instructional. Community Achieves is designed to be the bridge between those support networks that already exist in our city, those support structures that exist within our school district through the Support Services Office, and of course services that are needed in our schools. The next slide is pretty much our oversight committee. We spent a great deal of time once Community Achieves was adopted as part of the transformational leadership structure to really look at those members of our community that are actively engaged in a lot of the work of supporting students and families in Metro Nashville Public Schools. They serve on the oversight committee, and basically they're just represented here so you can see that we do have multiple organizations represented. They're involved in the work, helping develop goals, objectives, and process so that we can actually move the work of Community Achieves forward at a much quicker pace, but also strategically. We really want to move beyond shot-in-the-dark initiatives that have low-scale impact to broader initiatives with very intentional outcomes. The 4 focus areas of Community Achieves are college and career readiness, parent and family engagement, social services, as well as health and wellness. Now, if you notice, we have schools, families, and community in the middle because our process is really to look at identifying needs both at the school level, the student level, and the community level, and then aligning the resources to support those. The work that we're doing, I'd like to say that we created all this all by ourselves. The reality is we did not. You hear this work mentioned in multiple formats. You hear Ready by 21. You hear other national initiatives. What we've done in Metro Schools is blend what we consider